Hi, Juan Milanes with the law offices of Juan Milanes, 703-880-4881. And today's question is, foreclosures. Can bankruptcy stop a foreclosure? Well, the short answer is yes. A bankruptcy filing can stop a foreclosure, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it will stop a foreclosure from ever taking place. It will only stop it while the stay, what we call the bankruptcy stay order, is in effect. And so, depending on your situation, a bank can always file a motion for relief from stay in order to continue with a foreclosure action if it's in the interest of the bankruptcy estate for the bank to proceed with the foreclosure. In other words, if it's because you don't intend to stay there, you don't have the ability to pay, or, for example, you're behind on the mortgage and you filed a Chapter 7 liquidation. Since there's no repayment plan option in a Chapter 7, essentially you're frozen from the date that you filed your Chapter 7. If you were behind on your payments, well, then there's no way for you to catch up within the bankruptcy if you're in default. So naturally, the bank is going to want to proceed to foreclose on the property. So what about Chapter 13? How does a foreclosure work in Chapter 13? Well, if you have an arrearage, for example, let's say you haven't been able to pay your mortgage for 6 months, and now they're moving to foreclose on your property. The reason you haven't paid maybe is you lost your job, you're having financial difficulties, but guess what? Now you have a job, you're going to be able to start paying your mortgage, but you don't currently have the liquid funds needed to bring your mortgage up to date. So what the bankruptcy does is allows you to put together a payment plan over 3 to 5 years to repay that arrearage so that you can be square with the bank and you can continue living in your house. Does it make sense to do that? It depends. If you have some equity in your house, it may make all the sense in the world that you want to have a Chapter 13 that protects the equity that's in your home so that you can stay there. Maybe the home is a little underwater, it could catch up, but you've made significant investments in the home because you have a disabled child. And those investments have to do with accessibility that you would then have to put into a new home. So maybe because of the costs of those changes that you've made, it makes sense for you to try to save that home. Different individuals have different needs. What the bankruptcy stay does is it stops the foreclosure as long as you filed the bankruptcy prior to the foreclosure notice date. So if you get a notice that the bank is going to put the house up for foreclosure on whatever day next month, if you don't file until after that date and time, then bankruptcy is not going to help you because the house will have already been foreclosed. So it's important that you see an attorney or someone to assist you with a bankruptcy as soon as possible once you get your notice. If you wait until the last minute, you may not have enough time to get all of the paperwork together to file to protect your home. So please, talk to an attorney as soon as possible. Do not wait. And remember that bankruptcy only stops the immediate foreclosure. It doesn't necessarily stop it from occurring in the future. It depends on what your specific situation is. Thank you very much. This has been Juan Milanes, 703-880-4881.